Sean Salisbury, Open Sports. Let's talk about the BCS and the controversy that seems to surround it every year. This year, obviously, a ton of it, but every year somebody gets left out or somebody feels left out. Now, Mack Brown, the head coach at Texas, voted for his team as the #2 team in the country and voted for Florida #1. I get it. And if people now are saying, well, you know, Mack did this, and I understand why Mack did. He thinks he's got one of the top 2 teams in the country. And who would I have voted for? I'd have probably voted for Texas #3, and here's the only reason why. Texas did beat Oklahoma is because the system is so screwed up that Oklahoma got another game against Missouri and won that football game, so they got an extra game. If we would have said, you know what, let's put all the Big 12 together and make it one big division and let Texas play Oklahoma, then we would have been able to let those 2 play again and see where Texas and Oklahoma fit in. It's not. I don't care who wins the national title game. You know what? We haven't come up with a true national champion. If Florida wins, they're not the true national champion. They are according to the system, so we crown them and say go for it. If Oklahoma wins, they're not the true national champion. They had 1 loss. Texas had 1 loss. They got beat by Texas, and then they hammered Texas Tech. I mean, it's crazy. But no way computers should have any decision on what's going on the Big 12 and the national title game. Florida, on the other hand, people are asking, why Florida? Why are they getting so much more publicity than everybody else? They played in the SEC that was no better than the Big 12 this year. I would agree with that. The reason, think about it now, and I think Florida's playing better than any team in the country all around. Oklahoma's offense is ridiculous. They're playing the best of anybody. And 5 straight games over 60-plus points? Nobody can argue that. Florida's defense is probably a little bit better than Oklahoma's. But when you think about the top 5 teams, other than Florida, they all lost to ranked opponents. Their 1 loss was to a ranked opponent. We keep talking about this Texas-Oklahoma controversy. Now, I know that Florida deserves to be in there. They beat, at least according to watching, they took care of their business, lost to Ole Miss, went on a roll, and they also beat Alabama, who was the #1 team in the country. Some would argue that they were the best team in the country. I would argue that, but they still, meaning Alabama, but Florida took care of the process known as the BCS. So, do we have an argument? Should Texas have an argument that they should be playing in the national title game? You bet they should. Does Oklahoma have an argument? Yes, and they are playing in it. Did Texas have an argument that they should have been playing in the Big 12 championship game? Yes. The process sucks, okay? Call it what you want. The process sucks. I don't have a problem with Mack Brown voting for his team #2. Mike Leach voted for his Texas Tech team #2. That's the way it is. And this system, unfortunately, does not work because until it's settled on the field in the right way, people are going to have an argument. Utah wants to have an argument. Boise State wishes they were in this mix. Penn State has a 1-game argument. They lost 1 time to, you know. So why? Why are we give Florida a lot of pub, and deservedly so, but why is their 1 loss? Are we overrating the SEC? Why is there overrating Ole Miss? Why is their 1 loss far different or far better 1 loss than all these other 4 teams that lost a ranked opponent in the top 5? What makes Florida's loss better? Just food for thought. People are going to say, well, they lost early. Oh, so if you lose to a non-ranked opponent early, you're good. If you lose to a ranked opponent late, you're not good. I don't understand the process, folks. Mack Brown should have voted for his team to be one of the top 2 teams. And I know Bob Stoops should have also. And you know what? And so should Urban Meyer. I get it. And this isn't against any of these schools. All 3 are worthy. But that's the point here. 3, at least, are worthy of a national championship shot. At least 3. We're only going to get to see 2. And some miracle would have to happen for that situation not to come up with a single national champion or a split national title. It would be a strange situation. But it's unfortunate because we've got 3 or more that deserve a chance to play in this game. I'm with Mack Brown. Vote yourself there. The problem is I'm also with Bob Stoops and with Urban Meyer and where they voted and where they are. I'm not with the system. I think it stinks. And just to raise a thought, why is a team's loss? One more time, folks. One more time. Is it the Tebow factor, Urban Meyer? Why is Florida's 1 loss considered a better loss than the 4 other than the other teams in the top 5 who got beat by a ranked opponent? Someone explain that to me. And when you can, then that means the system's changed and the system's better and we settle it on the field. I'm Sean Salisbury for Open Sports.
So you think you can tackle a pro? There's only one way to find out. Click on fantasy at opensports.com.